phase, like they pointed out on the desk, a long time scoreless, and they had the right idea. Bring the ball down, slow down pace of play, and Falcons ran out of boost. So hopefully they've made some adjustments, and maybe KCorp took a little bit out of FaZe's playbook.
But that's been the consistent issue with Falcons throughout this tournament, is the boost management. It's been noticeable in all the games they've played. That's going to be what KCorp are trying to punish in this matchup. There are a few ways you can punish that. We saw Dickies try and sit back and wait for Falcons to overextend with not enough boost. FaZe tried to punish them. Oh my goodness, great early setup, but the save from Astral keeps KCorp level.
I'd expect to see an awful lot of that from Falcons. The fact that they were able to get more votes on that fan vote proves how much that they have made the world believe, because KCorp, they've got an entourage of fans that follow them everywhere. One of the rare occasions where they have been outvoted. Now, can KCorp fight back for their fans, get the win?
And I talked to Astral about this matchup yesterday. He said that if they play the way they played against Optic, they're not even going to score a goal against Falcons. They rate Falcons really highly. They're coming in here with full respect for this team.
You do have to be mindful as well if you're KCorp. Punt game certainly not the way to go, but that is a nice dish into the midfield. Itachi will collect the first one.
So what we're saying here is that KCorp are playing 10 times better. First goal over for Karmine Corp. Itachi puts it in. Itachi, one of the most varied and difficult roads to getting himself to this point. But he has done exactly that. He's bounced back from horrible seasons where he couldn't even pick up a win. Now he's on the verge of a top 8 of an RLCS World Championship. Then you've got players like this, Astral, who got 3rd place at the last time we got a chance to do this.
Oh, what shot. That's going to be 2. Itachi bangs in a second one. The shooting has been pristine for KCorp early on, and again, Nolly with the assist.
And Khaled not really in a bad spot. It's just a matter of you have to defend that near post, because you hit that with pace, you're never going to catch it. So great placement over the back shoulder. KCorp coming out pretty hot here. And not having to work too hard. They've more just been munching on the clears from Falcons that haven't quite been getting a lot of distance down the field, and they just half rotate back in and throw it towards the net, and they haven't been able to stop it.
Right, bears repeating for the Falcons that when it's gone wrong over the past few months, it goes really wrong. They're a team that either run straight through you, don't even notice that you were there, or you get situations, oh, wait a minute, it's off the post. It's situations like over at London, like over at Gamers 8, like up against FaZe, where nothing starts going their way. Maybe this will triple commit, triple the chance to stop that one going into the back of the net.
Yeah, I like the idea. The close range pass is a good thing that Falcons should be looking to use against goalkeepers the likes of KCorp. They'll know that after the stunning defensive display FaZe put up against them just recently. As we approach halftime, KCorp have been clinical. Falcons have looked explosive, as they always do. It's about the precision for KCorp in this matchup.
You do need that great timing out of the midfield from KCorp as well. If you continue to try and be that aggressive, maybe you end up with a few double commits here or there, and if you don't have that strong 3rd presence, you could end up in a lot of trouble. TRK going to make a nice save on the right side of the net.
And Nolly has been a real trickster at the moment. His approach is awkward. It's difficult to read. He almost set up his 3rd goal there.
KCorp are doing a fantastic job at just delaying the plays, forcing Falcons to stop still on the net. That means that you can open up more angles for yourself. And Falcons also cannot generate power on clears, something that they use so well just to clear the lines, get rid of the danger, set up for their future opportunities. KCorp not allowing any of those looks as Astral looks to go from the ceiling. The ball does hit the ceiling, but not the way he would have liked it to. Ahmad now puts a shot on net. It was a tester for Nolly, and a test that Nolly passes.
And Nolly's done well. I'm really impressed with the way he's conducting himself at the moment. Just commanding, really giving his teammates chances to thrive. And that might be long though. Nolly's not got a lot of boost, and he's not going to catch up to it. Ahmad thanks one from distance.
Really an unfortunate circumstance here. I mean, Astral just gets bumped, and Itachi's ready to take the ball, and Astral just couldn't stop himself. He's just floating into it. He couldn't really do anything about it, and throws off Itachi's line, and Nolly knew he was beat back the other way, tried to head back as soon as possible, but too much power. Falcons get away with one.
How do you even communicate that that's happening? Do you just say, I got, but do it really panicked?
I imagine it's, as soon as you get bumped, it's just, I got bumped, I can't recover, and then it's just like, oh, I guess I've hit the ball, and then you're just out of it.
Better defensive position there for Itachi as he catches the hard clear. Low shot comes in, Astral's got that one. Able to deflect the ball to distance though. That'll give Falcons a chance to pass. Looks like TRK is wanting a player to run in front of him, but communication breakdown for Falcons.
now off the backboard. Itachi looks to provide a third goal for his team. KCorp seeing the scoreline, seeing the time remaining as Itachi called into action. Needs to not get blocked. Did get past one, infield pass. Khaled can't run onto the shot, still generates so much power. That was an impressive shot, even if it didn't go in. 45 seconds, KCorp holding on by one.
Wow, and both KCorp and Falcons really trying to get into the opposing halves of the pitch, steal away the corner boost, and they're pressing quite nicely here on this Falcons goal line, but does it net them a goal? Not quite. Great save from Ahmed.
Still love this from KCorp though. They'd much rather finish this game in attack. Not have to worry about the Falcons offense. Falcons right now are making some great goal line saves, but time is running out.
Ahmad, only as far as Itachi. Great challenge. That's going to dip down. As Khaled had to be brave, recognized that the crossbar was going to do the work for him. 10 seconds on the clock. Good clear. Ahmad hasn't got the boost to try and reset afterwards.
Who steals?
Back midfield. First one to it is Nolly. Pushes to the corner. Ball just has to hit the floor. And the first game goes to KCorp. It's done exactly that. And Karmine Corp put the gauntlet down. And now, Falcons know what they're up against.
That's a measured performance from KCorp. They were able to out-pressure Falcons, but it wasn't by just tackling them with speed and trying to play Falcons at their own game. They really made this an awkward approach. Nolly's final touches in that last third were phenomenal. Setting up 2 goals, giving his team so much space to work on the ball. Been tricky to read. The Falcons are going to need to adapt to that.
It does seem to me like the spacing of that second man, the supporting player on any of the challenges for KCorp has been a little bit faster, knowing where that play is headed just a split second sooner. And Falcons feel like if they increase that pace just a little bit, they may start to get a little bit more possession, but they both really wanted to go steal away a bunch of corner boosts.
KCorp forced to sweat towards the end of that one, but they did do an exceptional job of it. I've really enjoyed seeing exactly what people are capable of doing around the field. And now, Falcons have got a bit of pressure on them. They came in here as the fan favorite, significantly so. Heads in the game now, try and sort it out. It's not like they weren't getting their opportunities.
And they need to make a correct adjustment. I think the adjustment they made against FaZe during their timeout in the previous round was a bad one. They tried to really go even more aggressive to try and finally get a goal against FaZe, and that just left them completely open at the back. So if they are going to make a game plan switch up here, it needs to be a calculated one. KCorp are a team who are far from one-dimensional.
There have been a few miscommunications from KCorp as well. They've been pulled out of position from each other a couple of times, and Falcons find the right gap to push that ball through. They could have an incredibly strong power attack, or counter attack, I should say, and KCorp do need to be careful that they don't get a little lazy and just let Falcons back into the game.
Coming out of that first game, though, both teams will be at least reasonably happy with the way things went. Neither KCorp get that many things wrong. Falcons didn't get blown out of the water. They're, however, in a pretty rough position right now. The only real saving grace is that everyone from KCorp was so far forward, they didn't have a chance to recycle the possession.
The KCorp are reading the 50-50s very well at the moment, just like she's mentioned in game 1. It's something that Falcons are usually so good at, getting 50-50 wins. KCorp have been able to play 50-50 losses back towards their teammates, following up extremely quickly.
It's the old kickoff style. Get it back into your own back corner, and then, hey, it's our ball all over again. Maybe about 100 boost.
Save.
And not only saved, but saved with power. Back over to Astral in the midfield. Has he got anyone around? No, not quite. Khaled booms the ball, hits the ceiling. That gives a chance for KCorp to take back over. Falcons are struggling to find these gaps.
It's a lot of boost control right now for KCorp. They had pretty much full control over the midfield and occasionally a corner steal, and it's meaning that Falcons didn't have a lot of space, but they've equalized here, and now it's a matter of can they find each other on the way out before KCorp gets reset.
Very tense start here to Aquado. Falcons know getting this series tied back up. It's so important. You do not want to be the team chasing. Astral off the ceiling, a demo as well, but Khaled fully aware that the shot nowhere near his part of the net. Khaled now with Ahmad already up, but so is Nolly. Karmine Corp are just a gear ahead.
And they know that Falcons love to launch that ball high into the middle of the pitch and chase it down for a big aerial play. It can be risky because as you launch the ball away from your half of the field, that is going towards the third man of the other team. So if KCorp are quick up into the air, they're going to win these aerial races. And Falcons might need to start clearing the ball sideways.
Back over to Nolly. Karmine Corp just shepherding the Falcons every time into their back corner. And his position offensively achieves that. The corner, whilst people have got significantly better at playing the ball from there, actually give me a moment. Okay, has he got somebody around? Oh, what a stop! That is where Falcons want to be playing it though, because if they can get it in the midfield, the options are there. In the corner, not quite so much! Ooh. Nolly keeps it out again.
And here's really where Falcons want to press a lot. They've got the boost control in the corners. You really need to get KCorp flustered a little bit, and that's a nice job from Nolly to work through one man, but as you see, KCorp not shy about pushing up with minimal boost. They know they probably can't hang on to it, but they'd rather have the space.
Falcons denied again and again. This happened to them when they played FaZe. They started to get frustrated. They need to remain calm here. Try and push things too aggressively. KCorp's interceptions have been excellent. KCorp's challenges on big aerial plays have been quick and decisive. This time is Khalid's on. He's right through two players. Nolly's going to block him. That was excellent job by Khalid. Turn things around. Right back up KCorp.
And even if it hasn't given them a goal-scoring opportunity, they have still got possession. As a Chief, you're not too happy about something there.
Well, I just like the fact that Johnny's right. It was a really nice job from Khalid to get through that midfield and finally give Falcons a chance to actually come up the field with a lot of boost. And then they immediately lost the next challenge. And while you're on the right side, you still can't quite break KCorp down. This one will be chopped down, and Astro recovered. He's going to make two in a row. Needs a little help from Itachi. I think Falcons should have this one, though.
Good work back from Ahmad, straight back towards the ball, helping out his third man. KCorp coming to life here. That pass to Nolly was wide open, but went a bit away from him.
I think everybody thought that was a goal-scoring opportunity, apart from people on KCorp. There's something reassuring about the way that they approach their defense. Nolly ends up missing it. Wanted to see if he can maybe put Ahmad a bit high on the challenge. Back over to the midfield. There is a little bit of a grouping happening over here. Is now Ahmad with options over to his right-hand side, but that's not the option he wanted to see. Astral, quick challenge. Itachi is blocked. This is more what Falcons want to see. In and out save. Astral just knows. Off the backboard one more time. Falcons didn't have anybody to take a rebound shot. Time is ticking away, but one more chance. No one there. 3, 2, 1. Will the ball hit the floor? Yes, it will. Overtime.
And the best chance of the game in the closing seconds. But just like KCorp moments before, it almost looked like Falcons didn't believe in the center ball.
Felt like for sure you had KCorp on the ropes. If you were going to knock him down, that was probably it as Itachi tries to go back the other way. And Khalid, that's a great kick out to the corner, actually.
TRK booms it. Everyone's trying to get there. It's another whiff. Both teams scrambling, struggling. We stay at 0-0 as a clear for Astral. Wants the flow, gets it. But Khalid does not blink.
And defense has been solid for KCorp, so it's hard for Falcons to imagine misses. Pass in the final third intercepted. Khalid has boost to deal with this, but he's got no teammates behind him yet. Stalls long enough to just about let TRK back in the game, but free shot for Itachi. He doubles it on target, save from Khalid.
I thought Khalid had just had an argument with the crossbar, and guess what? The crossbar tends to win those. Now Ahmad with Astral up against him, who waits, and takes over. Gives it back to Itachi. Ball bouncing up. That's playable for Nolly. Who is going to get that golden opportunity? Not going to go off that pass. Boost stolen, however, and it's Ahmad that's got all of it right now for Falcons. Off the backboard. Itachi, a challenge!
Well, Shogun, you mentioned the boost. It came back to bite him right here. Astral's finally able to win a couple into the midfield, and Itachi, huge shot. No guarantee he was going to get that one in between the posts, but nailed the execution. Huge win from KCorp. 2 up now. What do you do if you're Falcons? Do you take the timeout? Because you felt like you probably could have won this one in regulation. Yeah. You had a few chances at it.
They do call a timeout. This is reminiscent of the FaZe series. An overtime 1-0 loss on Aquadome, where Falcons had a phenomenal chance or two to take it before their opponents finally clutched it up. This time Itachi with a clean double tap. TRK close to getting there, but just too much needed to do in the closing seconds. You know, during regulation, that goal line stand from KCorp was phenomenal. That save from Astral's fantastic. Just making it difficult, but look at the second one as well. so many clutch saves, but what a finish. It's actually just making absolutely sure of it. No one anywhere near saving this one. TRK, even with the scramble back, really no chance.
I mean, Astral just looks so assured with the way he's defending at the moment. The fact they had the confidence just to go in and out twice in that game. And he made it work, because not only is he getting stops, but the in and out save's real power is that if the shot is right at that perfect spot underneath the crossbar, you're effectively getting a half volley.
Oh, yeah.
Just sending that ball.
Yeah, you're getting all the space with all the momentum to just immediately break any type of pressure that they're bringing right at you. And unfortunately, you do kind of have to give a little bit of a ribbing over to Falcons, because they had Astral in that one-on-one on, I think it's third out of the top of the net save, and it's just like you had the entire net to pick from, and you went right for him.
Yeah, it's the finishing touch, whether or not they want to try and pass the ball into the net or not. They've got to shoot accurately, and it's an accurate finish from Itachi that proved to be the difference between these two teams. But the real question now is, can Falcons regain? So, Shogun mentioned their last 3 big losses were 5 straight game losses to Moist at the London Major Grand Final. They had 4 straight losses to Furia at Gamers 8. They have 4 straight losses to FaZe. Now they're on 2 straight losses to Karmine Corp. Can they dig themselves out of this hole? It's so difficult to do so. They've just got to try and maintain their composure, as difficult as that is.
Well, they love what they're seeing at the moment. Will they still feel the same way in 20 minutes' time? Karmine Corp, we've spoke so much about the vibe of that team ever since they brought Nolly in. It's allowed Astral just to stick to his own rhythm, play his own game.
Great way to put it.
Dickies Arena sounds ready. Are Falcons ready? Do they have something left? Or is this it for Mina's season?
You know they do. There's definitely the capability. It's just a matter of, can you remain consistent enough? And oddly enough, I never thought I'd find myself saying this, aggressive enough to actually match pace here with KCorp.
Yeah, it's about being careful with this, because oh my goodness! Oh, pause for a second. I was going to say FaZe scored quickly against them right after the timeout. Ahmad this time is the one to get the shots off. That was such a difficult one to read. Nolly pre-jumped in a good place, but Ahmad changed the direction of the ball.
Nolly had it initially, but there was one little extra touch towards the latter end of the animation that threw it out of his path. And you take it every day if you're Falcons. For the first time, Karmine Corp are the team chasing.
You get a lot extra to work with now if you have a lead already. If you're Falcons, you're not forced into anything. You know what KCorp's throwing at you. It's very intriguing to see what KCorp want to actually try and do when they are forced to press. And if that propensity for overcommitting comes back with a little bit more opportunity for Falcons to counterattack and extend the lead.
I think what they've done so far today will work from behind. Teams that are sitting back defensively, they've got to switch something up and they're losing, especially late in the game. But KCorp have been fighting for the midfield. They've been attacking every single high ball that Falcons send at them. If they can also continue to be tricky in that final third, and it will be tough for Falcons to hold on. That's a big chance. Oh, it's a miss, but it might work out in KCorp's favor. Astral actually turned away from it.
More of what we saw towards the latter end of Aquadome. Low boost again for Falcons. As they finally reboost up, Karmine Corp let the opportunity slip by.
Falcons still look awkward a little bit. Many times in these games, we're seeing stationary vehicles. That's a problem. That's why their boost keeps running out. You've got to use boost then to accelerate. If you can keep moving, then you're actually able to stay more efficient with your boost, using the momentum to advance, instead of having to continue using, especially the back corner boost. Now they're on defense.
Oh, Khaled gets past one, and Nolly's not done the best of jobs with that. Astral on the goal line seems to be a very easy way of saying Astral stopped the goal-scoring chance. Nolly, maybe a couple of ideas stolen from our Ford Freestyle tournament. Ahmad again, off the ceiling. This is all about just maintaining pressure here for Falcons. They're not a team that need the goal. Double commit, double the power. And Ahmad still had his head on the swivel, realized that the danger was coming his way.
Look at this again. Karmine Corp just cutting off every high ball.
At the same time, Falcons taking a lot of big bites out of them, even when they're trying to get those air dribbles started to try and break the siege, and they just make contact with whoever's trying to go for it and killing that momentum, just like you see here with Khaled. And KCorp is slowly but surely working their way back in with finding enough boost and actually being able to really fight for possession instead of just trying to keep Falcons away.
Off the backboard, nobody around. It's where Falcons have done their best work, where they don't need to be that aggressive with the third man. They can just keep hooking a player into that back corner.
I think Astro would have done well to leave
there
that.
You go.
Oh, he's done well here though. Khaled again, the man to the rescue. It looked like that overhead from Astral was a pretty good setup for his teammate, but he decided not to leave it. It's well defended now, Itachi. A little bit of help from the bar. These Falcons out again. As Falcons, they continue to struggle with that last touch. Surely now they'll have something. Reset. Itachi's all over it. That is unreal.
Wow.
Either to read or to adapt and clear that one.
Itachi went from being bumped to saving off the backboard to turning back around and saving that double tap attempt. Unreal from Itachi. Now the shot again. Well, as good as it was earlier, that was a mistake.
Not quite this time for Itachi. I was initially trying to manage the touch off the wall and unfortunately finally ran out of boost. And trying to go across the net with nothing, close as he was. Falcons do indeed extend the lead, so it's definitely an improvement over the FaZe series. You make the timeout, now you're looking like you're on the way to getting your first win in the series. Holding the pressure, preventing KCorp from really getting anything started. This is more what they want to do.
I still think though that shot wasn't phenomenal from TRK. It was the zero boost Itachi that caused it to go in. And you know, they're not shooting the way they did against Dignitas. Versus Dignitas, Falcons were absolutely leathering every shot. Here, it feels like they're just worried about missing and they're holding back on the power, focusing on the placement.
We saw little bits of that as well, Johnny, from the 1v1 that we saw TRK in.
Oh boy.
Where there wasn't the confidence in the shooting power. And it seems to be bleeding over a little bit here, but this is still a game well in control of the Falcons. Might be able to make it a 3-goal lead, unnecessary, as there's the clear, Khaled. Defense first mentality means that that's not a problem. That, on the other hand, is a massive problem.
If there's ever a play that tells you all you need to know about Khaled, this is it. Third man, defensive stop, and then a 50-50 into the net across.
Straight into it. He planned that one out. Yeah, that challenge is going this way. It's all the way down, no problem. But definitely on the deep rotation back for Khaled. I mean, they know they're not going to give anything to KCorp. They're like, even if you score one, you're going to have to work for it. We're definitely not going to allow you a chance at 0 seconds. Big win for Falcons here. Very well played game, even if the shooting was a little bit questionable.
Yeah, still not the most confident shooting, but they did what they didn't do against FaZe. Played a disciplined game after the timeout. Just stayed consistent, at least got their foot in the door.
It's two teams that know how to play the situation. We've got a lot of teams in this tournament that is just same play style, 2 goals up or at 0-0. Both of them, they just stretch you when they know they're a 1-goal lead up. This is why Falcons have got kind of a reputation for themselves of they're probably the most likely team to beat you 8-0. They just throw that sort of scoreline at you out of nowhere because you try your hardest. But when they get those clears going, when they find their teammates downfield, they tend to just rack goal after goal after goal together.
And this would be a continued streak if KCorp can win this series. They've won every series this season where they have taken the first 2 games. They're 4-0 when they take the first 2 games. Falcons are 0-6 when they lose the first 2 games. So this is a pretty dire situation. Falcons have never won a series this season from 2 down. Now, they've not been 2 down often, which is part of why that statistic exists. But nonetheless, it's unfamiliar territory.
Shout out to these guys, by the way. They're right in front of us. Absolutely incredible.
It's wonderful to see the
maybe not those dance moves, not quite so much.
The excitement for the non-American teams is phenomenal. You know, MENA, Middle East, North America, as some people refer to it, they've been adopted.
Now I'm really wondering what happens here at the start of Game 4. I got what I wanted in Game 3. They held a lot more of the pressure. They made it much more difficult for KCorp to actually chase the ball down in the last one with all the boost control they had. If Falcons roll back, definitely see tying up the series to be very possible. That is one thing KCorp absolutely needs to survive is boost, and they were running fairly consistently towards empty in that last one.
Falcons, when they took the
my.
lead, were so deep with the third-man rotation. It's actually something I wanted to bring
way
into
back.
the regular rotation for this 0-0 because it meant that the challenge game has not been as effective as we are used to seeing it. They can rely on it less, look for the outplays from KCorp, and then snag the easier-to-collect ball. As this is awkward for everybody. Nobody finding an easy time getting control of that one. Astral takes it down, no boost, and now it's Ahmad to TRK. It bounces into the net.
That's big. 2 KCorp players had position for this, and I feel like earlier on in the series, they'd both be hitting that. They were so consistent at intercepting Falcons' aerial plays, so consistent at making those defensive touches. But now, in Game 4, 2 players missed for KCorp. TRK puts it through. Tashi's 1v1 here. Am I going to close him down? But it's somewhat available for Nolly. TRK's in a tough spot. He's done well there to keep it in the corner.
Look, I'm not saying there was any names that you wanted to see on the goal line from Falcons, but TRK was the last name you wanted to see from Falcons.
But you do find yourself in a very enviable position that you were just in if you're Falcons. Now you bring back what you were talking about, Shogun, that deep rotation back, force KCorp, come through, make something happen, collect on the easier attempts after they've tried to go for the outplay, and that's a strategy that I think has a lot of dividends to pay out for Falcons right here.
KCorp are definitely lunging a bit here in these challenges. They're trying to really take the game to Falcons. There might be counter-attacking opportunities for Falcons here, which is not something we're really used to seeing from them. They're always the attacker, always the aggressor. Well, now KCorp are really going for it in the final third, on and off the ball.
Yeah, don't look where the ball is, just aim for Khalid. At least that seems to be the mentality that time around. Off the ceiling, Itachi encroaches. Does get good contact. Can't find another player, but Astral certainly can. KCorp.
Oh, wow.
Nolly and Nolly! Pre-jumped it! That would have been exceptional! The fall! The other post!
Surely, no, still no goal for KCorp. They have more opportunities, but that should have been a goal. It was almost brilliant, but then the uncontested shot going wide leaves a lot to be desired.
Genuinely inspired attempt, though. I mean, you love the pre-jump just to make sure you get out in front of the defense and have an opportunity to actually put a shot on target that has a chance of going in. Unfortunate as this one is just a stalemate in the corner. TRK and Khalid working overtime.
Yeah, Khaled's in his element there. He'll sit behind the ball all day quite happily. KCorp are attacking the ball in this back corner. And it seems to be working as Astro finds a way through. TRK again does well, but Boost continues to run low for Falcons.
Yeah, TRK did amazingly just to shadow the entire length there. Only really made his move once the ball was in a position in front of the net. Drop down. Another early jump there from Itachi. KCorp
with a bump.
are willing to die on their shield in this game. They are happy to full send. They would rather get the play wrong than not go for the play at all.
At the same time, they just didn't capitalize on a couple of team bumps there from Falcons, and now they're just stuck in their own half. 90 seconds left. Really start to scratch your head a little bit if you're KCorp, saying, what in the world? Does it really take the pre-jump pass into the midfield to break down Falcons here? And you really hope that's not the case, because those are not easy to execute.
Ash.
Still all pressure for KCorp. So many opportunities to just get up close and personal. This time it's a double commit defense from KCorp. A team pull shot to somewhat clear the ball.
It's going to take something special, though, to beat Falcons. Doubt they've got that huge mistake in them. Going to need the outplay. Astro with the midfield. Up against TRK. Goes early, realized that Nolly was finally in position.
Oh.
Far too wide, 45 seconds. Itachi had to jump early, calls in Astro. We'll have Nolly in the midfield if they need him. Instead, it's off the corner.
Oh, wow.
Well played by Astro. Back out. Nolly's got his opportunity, but TRK was stuck to it. Itachi, backboard, taken away by Ahmad.
Defense is strong from Falcons, but how long can they hold on? KCorp continue to press. They've been aggressive all game. They're just going to up the ante now in the closing seconds.
Astro, wait. Itachi, wait. Nolly's in the corner. He's waiting. But you've run out of time to wait here, KCorp. You've got to get the play. And that's the one. TRK gets rid of it.
Only Ahmad's got boost. Khalid and TRK are just trying to keep up with the play here. They're trying to keep ball pressure.
Up into the air. Last chance. Astro gives it to Itachi. Nolly's around. TRK. He's used the last of the boost the Falcons have. They reset. Nolly is there. Falcons! Hold off!
Ahmad waited in the back corner for the 100 boost to spawn. As soon as he got it, he just charged the ball down. I think KCorp were just hoping, against all hope, that it was a bluff. What a defensive stand by Falcons. Multiple saves. So much pressure from KCorp. That big playstyle switch up right after one loss. I mean, I love to see that from KCorp. So trying to surprise Falcons. It hasn't worked, but boy, were they close.
Achieved. I don't like it when we really boil down Rocket League to a simple sentence to make it, this is what it takes to win. But for Falcons and KCorp, it really is first goal.
Yep, it does feel like that. It does feel like that for sure. That's 2 games now. KCorp really struggling to get anything done over the Falcons side, John.
Well, I told you Falcons have never won from 2 games down this season. Well, no one at Worlds has won after being the second team to 3 wins in a series. It's actually 51-0. So whoever wins this game is 100% to win. It's just statistics.
That's how it works.
Whoever gets to 3 first in a best of 7, so far at Worlds, has won the series. So this game is huge. Wasteland Night will be a big turning point if KCorp can get their feet back in the series. I think they just go right back to what they were doing there. It looked effective. It had Falcons on the ropes. If they could just get that last shot on target instead of hitting the post, it's a different outcome.
Let's start looking again. Falcons, defensively amazing. Boost, however, has been at a premium for them on occasion because they are giving up so much possession. As you mentioned earlier on, Johnny, when you're forced to stop on your inside the field, you have to use
Whoa!
Oh my goodness! TRK!
That came out of nowhere. It looked like he was just going to take the ball to the corner. And all of a sudden, big change of momentum and a big change of direction from TRK's reset.
And it's netted them a lot of control of the map here as well. Nolly kind of just hoping Astro can get something going, but that missed. Just forcing KCorp to have to work even harder to try and actually get possession.
Those mistakes that are sneaking in more and more for KCorp. Had chances to get that goal back. Falcons, despite being really good defensively, they weren't perfect. They were almost caught. Nolly, reset, looks to go the whole way! Mama! Glory for Nolly!
Stealing read, reset, double tap. Nolly goes 1v3.
Ooh! There's nothing else to say. That's just pretty. Well done.
Faith, be lucky that Nolly wasn't against you. That is ice. First goal, KCorp. Crucial goal for KCorp.
Ooh.
And now we see Falcons on the
Punish.
same TRK.
Oh!
Saved by Nolly. He refuses to get done, but Khaled gets it over the line.
There's going to be a big miscue. That's a poor challenge from Astral on TRK. It was way too far away, and you had to wonder if TRK could execute on the follow-through. Nails the musty over the top, and the follow-through comes through.
That's the second time this game that TRK's had a big-time flip reset. Nolly with 1. Still though just 1 goal each. Both teams starting to pop off.
Astral to Nolly. Doesn't have the boost to go for it first time around. Would love to have gone up that corner. Instead, it's Itachi. Delays. Back over to Astral. Well read by Khaled on the transition out to the opposite side of the field. Nolly waits for it. Sees that his teammate might have that play. Look at the respect that Nolly had for his own teammate. Just knew that he had it covered. So difficult to do at this level of pressure. Here's Khaled again. Pre-shot from TRK. Oh! That is a dangerous player on this lobby.
What a delivery as well by Khaled with the double tap.
Breathe, we go again. We go to Astral. Oh! The net. We go to 2-1.
Bullet from Astral. Nolly off the ceiling, finally uncontested, a little bit of extra space to work with in the midfield, and even with 2 back in the net, you're kind of wondering, can that really find the back? But I guess you hit it that hard, sure.
Yeah, you need an interception there from that range. Astral with a laser, but now here comes Ahmad. 1v1 with Nolly. Nolly does well. Still got Khaled to contend with. Khaled just chipping the ball into the middle for TRK. It's gone round the last man, but well played by Nolly on the recovery to get some ball pressure.
It's all about just maintaining your boost.
Whoa.
Positions as Astral scoops the ball out of his net. This is a different looking game. Whatever we had set up for the first 4 games in this series, This one is now a mechanical masterclass.
Oh, we had the freestyle 1v1, now we've got freestyle 3v3. Nolly looking for another, just not enough boost. He had the read.
And that's the only thing that's stopping Nolly right now, is the rules of the game.
It does feel like it is something different here in Game 5. A lot on the line. Regal advantage is huge. Feels like KCorp trying to get a little more aggressive, a little riskier. Nolly trying to figure out when he wants to go for it. And Falcons on pretty much empty here. This is a dangerous situation.
And they need some time. Khaled grabbed 100 on spawn, that's huge, but they still have some work to do. Looks like KCorp decided to bail on the offensive play as well as they started to run out of momentum. They're still piling on the pressure. Not afraid to commit. Both teams have been confident with their opportunities. Somewhat of a back pass here from Astral. Has reached the third man. Itachi rotates in to cover. Still time for Falcons. The way the game's been going, you feel like there will be chances.
Astral already up, waits for it, and the ball does get delivered to him. Back to the corner, TRK sees Itachi just staring down him. A good fake challenge. Brought in Astral. KCorp are just making Falcons jump at shadows. Ooh, another demo. That might actually open up the opportunity. Can they hit it? Oh, Khaled, there just in time, achieves 1 minute left. Now Khaled pops the ball up.
That attempt entirely improvised by Itachi. He adjusted to try and put it on target after he heard the demo come through from his teammates. So putting it that close on a whim, just impressive car control.
Back corner. Double commit. Nolly up against Ahmad. Right, Ahmad just none of it. Yeah, once again, KCorp don't make everything look too easy for themselves.
That's not what Ahmad wanted. Looks like they will be fine here, but fine is really determining how you look at this, because they are down by 1. The opportunities have fizzled out for Falcons.
The Falcons would love us to go back to the earlier chaos. KCorp have calmed it back down. They have now settled into allowing one player to go, take the challenge, and just keep bringing players back into the rotation. Falcons need something. That double commit definitely doesn't help. A miss. Nolly back to Astral. Just going to play for some time. Didn't even go for the shot on net, but now the breakaway. Astral will not be back in time. Instead, it was up to Itachi. He made it work. Karmine caught match point.
What a stunning game that was. Explosive from both teams out of the gate. That fear that we saw earlier in the series in front of net seems to be gone. KCorp just wrestle back control. They've got that critical third win, double match point. Falcons are right back on the ropes just as soon as they got off of them.
We got so much from both teams. I mean, it's kind of felt like the first 2 games, okay, definitely KCorp. The next 2 games, okay, definitely Falcons. Finally get that bit of equalization here as you look at the Mobile 1 high performance replay. Oh my goodness, Nolly. Best shot of the day. Had to be.
Nolly only does high performance. There is nothing else to his game except exceptional plays. Obviously, we've had a chance to speak to Nolly for the longest time now. He is a player, I doubt there's many players any of us can name with more self-belief than the Liverpudlian. And look at him. It's a scrim to him right now.
He's just so hard to read in the series. It's really interesting just to look back at the first game where he was slowing down the play, just making awkward little pops near the Falcons box. Now he is full sending every play. He's going 1v3 with a reset double off the backboard, and then he's stealing shots, center balling to Astral to finish. He's been the toughest player for Falcons to deal with, and all the talk's been about Astral this weekend, but they're not just a one-man team here. Itachi's been brilliant. Nolly has really stolen the show, and now it's up to Falcons to respond.
If we know anything about Falcons, respond is exactly what they will do. I would like to see Champions Field again today. I'm sure Dickies Arena would love to see Champions Field again as well. But it is all up to the performance of Falcons. Khaled off the wall. And as far as Itachi, seems to be a reoccurring sentence around here that once you reach Itachi, that is the end of your offense.
It definitely has seemed to be the case for more than a couple teams. As that's a nice dish to Nolly, back to Itachi. TRK right in the passing lane.
That's it.
Good read, and Nolly just in time.
He's still there as well. Nolly chasing down his own interception. Falcons struggling to clear the ball towards an orange car. Most of these clears ending up just hitting Nolly in particular, but definitely a KCorp player.
You mentioned earlier on, Achieves, how there was a lot of commitment on the challenges from KCorp, but I do like what the off-ball players are doing with that commitment. They're noticing, all right, here's the angles that the opposing player can put the ball. If my guy is here, this is where it can go. I'm going to get there nice and early. As Ahmad, have we got another outplay? Not quite yet. Khalid off the follow-up. And Astro, pre-jump. Now the breakaway. Itachi off the backboard. Ahmad has to get a good clear. It's only as far as Nolly. Drops down off the ceiling. Does have Itachi ready and waiting, but instead Falcons to the blue side of the field.
Yeah, they tried to go quickly there. Itachi knew that there was half a chance to rush. Now Astral briefly in a 1v1, but he had to just release. He had no boost to make any other play there. They're working with what they've got in this initial part of the game, KCorp.
Wow.
Still looking like favorites. Big
what
time
a
demo.
demo.
Ahmad's going to be there. Boost ran out for Falcons, but they escape once again.
Great plays overall from KCorp. You love the ability to cover up from Falcons, but you're right, Shogun. It's not easy winging the off-ball player at any point, considering all 6 players in this pitch are capable of the world. Itachi trying to get into Ahmad's face, and such composure on the backboard to just let him go on by, knowing you still have the time to make the stop.
Ahmad does not do panic plays. 2.5 minutes left. And we are back after the mechanical fiesta to a little bit more of a strategic game plan.
Slow down a bit, finally. If you call this slowing down.
When the top 8 at Worlds is on the line.
It is one goal. Could be the ticket for KCorp to finish off an unbelievable ending to the season. An unbelievable turnaround for Nolly's season after being benched by Guild, picked up by Karmine Corp. He is living the dream right now, clipping on Falcons in front of 13,000 fans.
Good block. Ahmad realizes that Itachi's going to beat him to the ball. Once though, KCorp did not have a target man downfield. This time the target is Itachi. Turns in off the handbrake. Now it's to Nolly on target. Ahmad had to jump early. Recognized there was a possibility that KCorp could try and turn around and hit him. Instead, back into the midfield. Up goes Khalid. Just wants to put some pressure on Astral. Does that exceptionally well. Off the backboard now. Itachi. That was awkward. They made it work, Achieves.
Very awkward, and good recognition from knowing he doesn't immediately have to dive across and make the save. Nolly lets his teammates go over his head. He hits the backflip into the corner. KCorp's really trying to work the ball here in the corner. Falcons.
First time KCorp's running out of boost as well. Finally gets them back. For once, Falcons did to them what KCorp have been doing to them all series long. Shot right down the middle, and in a way that can be played afterwards.
Yeah, not good enough by Ahmad there. He's got to really scare a goalkeeper there if he wants a bad save to come through. And that's a brilliant wall clear. TRK looking to drop it down, but he's only found Itachi. Ahmad, clutch save. Got to be so careful with those back passes.
Ooh. Speaking of that, Itachi, great recovery in the midfield to figure that one up off the ceiling.
Astral now. Reset, goes low, Nolly wiped out. 45 seconds, still no goal scored. Falcons, though, not seeing much of the blue side of the field. Now they do. TRK just threatening. He will go for an early challenge. But Nolly in the backfield got a demo. Ahmad's the last one. And no boost left.
Wow, and he tried to
still got to it. We're down to the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, that was really close. That could have been it for KCorp. Falcons have answered again. Astral starting to be a powerhouse. Continuing to be a powerhouse, I should say. Every time he's got the ball, he's so hard to dispossess. TRK takes off. He's looking at Nolly, goes over him. Astral's got covered, but the dunk centers. Nolly, or Itachi rather, sticks around. Now the counterattack's available for KCorp.
Itachi, no boost, gives it over to Nolly. He's got loads of boost. Now a boogering clear. Astral leaves the ball down. Overtime.
Well, I don't envy being on the stage right now. This is a lot to handle. I can say that much.
Tournament lives on the line. Is it Champions Field or is it game over for Mina?
Oh my!
TRK has to go back. Would love to have turned around. This team were in no man's land, in field. Far too close to Itachi. Itachi into where Astral is. He'd love to get that ball popped straight onto the hood of his car. Instead, we're into the midfield. Nolly back down. Astral brings himself back into position.
Brilliant aerial midfield defense again from KCorp. A nonchalant collection of the back wall possession by Astral. Falcons are testing the water here, but they've got to be careful.
Khalid. Can't get that second block. And I'm sure he would have been the target man should TRK not have been wiped off the field. Astral delays. Back into that corner now. We've played so much of this series in these two teams' corners. TRK, good hit. Needed to make sure there was power on it because Astral was waiting for a miss hit. Now it's Itachi up against Khalid.
Saves coming in from Falcons, but KCorp are knocking on the door again and again. Nolly looked for the bump there. Looked like it was just a bit too early. Now a chance for Falcons to transition, but everything down the middle of the field, doesn't matter how high it is being answered by KCorp.
That third man for KCorp as well. Forward, it's an aggressive position. Willing to ride on a knife's edge. Try and find any gap that can drive through on the Falcons side, but can also come back to haunt you if you get beat just right here. This is tough for Astral and great play.
There's just no mishits defensively. TRK drops it. Oh! No, we're not! Itachi! Back post rotation! And the ball just hits his car. Don't know who he's there!
Oh!
He's there!
They've done it!
He stands up, pops off. I mean, go for it, Astral. You make a read like that, that's insane.
And Nolly chased away the last man. Finally, the bump came through. The pressure was on. Khalid had to run away from the net as the shot was coming in, because Nolly would have demoed him if he stayed there. Karmine Corp make it to the top 8. The blue wall stands. Falcons at the end of our miraculous debut season just fall one step before the final day.
Wow. I'm reeling from the fact that Astral's right there for that. I can't wrap my head around how you make that.
Read. It's a read worthy of winning this series, which really started off nervous for Falcons. Then it really was a bit nervy for KCorp in the middle, but finished strong for both teams. What a phenomenal performance. Karmine Corp advanced to play BDS tomorrow in the quarterfinals. I don't think anything to be disappointed about. They'll be disappointed today, I think, Falcons, but they have nothing left to prove after the season they've just had. They have put their region on the map. They've made names for themselves, even greater than they had at the start of this. Second place finish at the London Major will be, and it will remain, their strongest performance. But KCorp were just a level too much today.
What a show.
That was some of the most intelligent Rocket League we have had on this stage ever. We had one game where it felt like who the player was. I mean, how?
Wow. It's amazing.
It's controlling those 50s, 50ing the ball infield, 50ing it back to a teammate. We talked about it earlier, and it's the play that wins the series for KCorp. And their miracle run continues well. I feel like this was the Cinderella run either way.
I'm still flabbergasted. How? We need to see that from Astral's POV.
He's bamboozled. Somebody get the replay, please, for Shogun. Stick it on Twitter.
It's a lot that got KCorp through those first two games as well. I mean, layering them second, the off-ball player, as you were saying, Shogun, earlier. I mean, talk about winning the series with it. That's it. That's easy.
It's just pure trust in everybody around you. It is Karmine Corp moving on, and they are talking to Orb.
Thank you so much. We are here with KCorp and the winner. Please give it up, Dickies Arena. Well deserved, well deserved. You are now officially qualified for Championship Sunday. How does that feel?
Extremely happy, like we're playing well, we're feeling well, and we hope to be in the playoffs. And Falcons did a really good series, but very proud of how we played, and so happy.
Somebody told me just before I went up here that it is a very special day today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my birthday, but like, not very good.
Is this the best birthday present a man can ask for?
Yeah, I couldn't ask better than this. Like I was talking with our coach, I was like, this is the best thing that can happen today for me, just to win and make playoffs, and we did it, so really proud of the team.
I mean, right now, you have the most scored goals in the main event. Is there something to your top form? Is there some reason why you're playing so well? Is it the birthday?
Not especially, like for me it's a team game. Without my teammates we wouldn't be here, and they helped me to score, I helped them to score. I had them to save some shots. They helped me. Like, it's a team game. I'm just very proud to be in this team.
One final question before I let you go. Tomorrow, Championship Sunday, what is it going to take for you guys to go all the way?
I mean, just be better, I feel like. Just score more goals than them, and that's what we're going to do. So see you tomorrow, guys.
Simple as that. You heard it here first. Give it up one last time for our winners here. Championship Sunday qualified. But we're not done yet. We have one more series to go. The Battle of NA is upon us. We're of course talking about SSG versus version 1. Please, don't go anywhere.